BackChat powered by Paywise. Welcome. Look, right off the top here, we've got a very special guest joining us.
Very
of course,
special guest.
Powered by Hammer,
Powered by
say.
me, yep, obviously. Powered by me.
Look, I think there's a huge divide in Western Australia
Massive
today
divide.
waking up, right? West Coast fans, Dan, preliminarly, like, first and foremost, look how sad he is.
Yeah, he's devastated.
Yeah, move on, whatever.
His hair fell out on the weekend. That's how sad he was.
Mine fell out a few years ago.
Got the
West
feedback
Coast
and
fans,
gone
not
and got a
overly
haircut.
happy.
Devastated.
Other
It's not
side
often
of the
I
river.
call a radio station.
Other side of the
Yeah, that's
river.
pretty funny.
Other side of the river, up and about. One of the biggest wins I can remember for Freo.
Yep.
Pretty happy
Sydney
with
and Sydney, undefeated like in 10 games. Sydney can't beat them. No one can do it. No one's going to be able to do it. Can't tag Heaney. Can't get the job done on Warner.
Are they the
Gordon's
other side of the
too
river?
good. Fremantle is the other side of the river.
But
to
Lathline-
West Coast.
To Lathlane, though. Lathlane's that side of the river as well, I think.
Wait. Where is
Lathlane's over the Swan. I
it's
reckon
south of the river?
I reckon they're both.
Yeah, there's nothing about West Coast that's north of the river.
I reckon they're both that side of the
I
river.
was just trying to give this man who's
Yeah,
joining us right now a nice little warm-up. I think Andy Brayshaw is
he's
joining
right
us right
Yes,
now. Here
Snake.
everybody is.
Yep.
Hello, gents. Thanks for having me.
No,
We got
good to
him.
have you, mate.
Look at this setup
We,
he's got here.
for
This
everyone
is
listening
quite
at home,
nice.
we got the call 15 seconds ago. We saw Snake pop up, and we got the call saying, "Is that all right, boys? All good with that?" Yeah, we are. And with 15 seconds to go, if it wasn't, we would
Can I
have
just
been
say
in a
quickly
bit of
as well,
trouble.
on YouTube, so often we do these interviews and they're not actually live, like we pre-record them.
Oh, we
Yeah, we
so this
pre-record
is
lots of
legit
them.
live.
Oh,
so
shit, yeah.
if you
I'm
have,
here for
if
it.
there's a good question on YouTube to throw at Andy,
Yep.
please put it in there.
We'll
and
ask
actually
questions.
ask.
I'll throw a good
Yeah,
question.
go on.
Mate, how was the win on the weekend? That must have been brilliant.
Yeah, it was up there with the best wins that I've had in my career. Yeah, like you touched on, Sydney haven't lost a game in a very long time, and yeah, we were able to go and get it done. We started really well. Our first half was some of the best footy we've played all year, and then they showed why they're one of the best teams in the comp, and they clawed it back, and we were just dodged a little bit of a bullet there at the end with McDonald missing that shot, but 4 points is 4 points. So yeah, very, very stoked.
I'll head over to the boys in a second. I've got one more question. I mean, I know it was a big win, one of your best in career, and some big moments in Sydney while you were there. Yes, the win was one of them, but was another one of them when a group touring the SCG, I believe in your captain's run, got around you boys on the boundary and you started chanting Freo in nonsensical tones? Was that a big moment too?
That was so we were at the SAG captain's run, and then they were, I think every hour at the SAG they do like a tour through the facility, and there was a big group of cricketing fans all chanting pretty off tune, chanting. They were chanting India, and then they were watching us train. And so one of our staff went up and said, "You're watching Freo. You should start chanting Freo instead of India." And they started chanting Freo again off tune, but it was hilarious. And so a few of us jumped in and sung with them. And then afterwards, one of them asked me for a tennis ball, and I said, "Yeah, that's just not what we do." But thanks for the support.
Have you seen what we're talking
I've
about?
seen the boys chanting.
No one knows what's going on. Freo. Oh, brilliant, boys. Ask Andy some questions. I just thought that was
I want to go
hilarious.
straight to the final kick because there's a big moment.
Perfect. Stop the rest of the game.
Stop the rest of the
Yeah, don't
game.
worry
No,
about
we just got a lot of people on YouTube asking about it as well. Can you talk us through any sort of tactic or game plan? Obviously it's a big kick. They're going to be trying to rush it over the line.
Where were you?
Yeah, where were you? What was discussed?
I just heard someone tell Sean to go out, Sean Darcy, our ruckman, to go on the line. Gives us the best chance of touching it and keeping it in. I was sort of like, I thought that he had the journey for sure. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to try and distract him. So I was about 20 metres out and just was sort of moving around, waving my arms, trying to throw him off. But
Love to get
I later heard in the change rooms afterwards, which I'd love if any of you guys actually know the ruling. I'm not 100% sure, but if they were to spoil it over the line, it's not a point. But if we were to spoil it over the line, it's a point.
correct.
And so, I think Lukey Ryan was goalkeeping a little bit and ended up picking up the spoil off hands, and then it was all over. So
Who was standing the mark? Because you want a big boy on the mark
honestly, couldn't
too.
tell you. The last couple of minutes was a bit of a blur. All of us, everyone who played on the day just gave it everything that they had. Particularly that first half, we just gave we spent a lot of tickets in the first half, and the last couple of minutes I was fatigued and my head was spinning like a lot of blokes. But so I couldn't tell you who was on the mark, but I just remember Sean was going to take the mark, and then someone told Sean to go.
So it's Heath Chapman's on the mark. I'm just watching. I think you are just literally standing there, Andy. You're doing nothing. You are not putting him off. You are just standing. You're jumping up and down on the spot like a little pogo stick. Your arms are down by your side, and you're just watching it go over your head. You're doing nothing, son.
Mate, the jumping up and down, that's what I was trying to rattle him with.
That'll get him. Snee, we played golf yesterday. Obviously, we had a tremendous victory over Dad and Will, but you mentioned we did.
That's big news.
Came down to the wire, last hole, needed to clutch up, and did.
Really?
Snee had the worst drive of the day on 18, hooked it into the trees. He was nowhere. We were on the team together.
We played
no, we were playing. It's called the Mickaplier is the formula, is the format we play. 666 best ball addition multiplication named after Lloyd Meek, actually, and that's another story for another day. But anyway, we were playing golf yesterday, and you mentioned the extra strain captaincy had on the week and on the game. Obviously, your first one, first 1-1. You tick that one off. Explain to the lads and explain to everyone else what that was like. The first week as captain and the extra impact that it had on the week.
Shit.
Great question.
It was interesting because I've been in the leadership group for probably 4 years now, and vice captain for 2 years, and obviously everyone has their own way to lead, and you go about it, you try and be as authentic as you can, and you try and get boys up and about for the game and make them want to come into training and get the best out of themselves. But then when you're the captain, and I know Caleb and I, we're alternating. So at the moment, against Sydney, it was me. Caleb will be against Richmond. So I fully, didn't get to experience it because we're sort of both sharing the role, but sort of everyone looks towards you as like, what are we going to do in this situation? You're sort of representing the whole playing group, and you're that connection between the playing group and the coaching group and the rest of the football department. Whereas when you're vice captain or when you're in the leadership group, you still want to lead as best you can, but you're not the figurehead for it all. And I don't know, there's just a lot of almost added expectation, a little bit more added pressure. Obviously, I desperately wanted us to win, but I thought potentially throughout the week, if we weren't to win, maybe would they question my leadership, like that being like mainstream media, that sort of thing. So, there was a fair bit that went on throughout the week that I have never experienced as it was my first time captaining the side, but I had a lot of support from Caleb. We were essentially co-captains on the weekend, and we'll do the same sort of thing this week. But it was interesting, a little bit more added pressure, and I guess everyone sort of turns to you because you're the captain, and I guess everyone, when they look for an answer, when they have a question, you're the one that has to give them the answer.
You got cued,
bloody great insight there.
That's good.
And clearly with that answer, you'll now go down as the greatest Fremantle captain in the history of the fucking world. Mate, I love that. Importantly, with the captaincy, then did you win the coin toss? You would have got to call it being the away captain.
I called it. I called heads. It was tails.
Dang.
As Heaney pointed in his direction that he wanted, I then just stuck the arm out to the opposite direction and tried to make it seem like I'd got a little win for the lads, which was pretty funny. But we started the game really well, and I think that's because I lost the toss. So cheers.
Heaney's go. I'll go this way. Heaney's go. Yeah, well, we'll go this way, mate.
That's what we wanted.
Do you remember any part of your pre-game speech? Or is it just rah-rah, get the lads up?
It was a bit of rah-rah. We, Caleb took in the, so we have two speeches pre-game. One's in the rooms, which is sort of you're building your way up, getting your energy levels up and about. And that's sort of the reiterating really what the head coach has to say. And that one's a little bit more sophisticated. And then the one out on the ground's a bit more rah-rah. And so this week I took the pump up one.
Yeah.
And then next week when Caleb's captain, I'll do the in the rooms, and Caleb will get to do the big rev up. But no, it was It was fun, to be honest. Like, we just went out there. Obviously, no one expected us to win, so
We all picked you.
we just sort of
Just
said,
quietly.
let's just
Yeah, we
take
all
on the
tipped it.
challenge.
We all
We
tipped you.
picked you. We picked you.
Yep.
Did you give him any notes, Hammer? Any rah-rah notes?
Nah, no rah notes from me. I'm more of a build guy. I'm the
Yeah, right.
I've
With
said
to a
this-
crescendo?
Yeah,
or-
build to a crescendo. Pick
How
some
long
people
How
out.
long's the build go?
Nah,
for?
it's about a 40-second build, but build to it and then just hit them hard at the end.
Yeah, really good. On YouTube, Andy Henderson Lab says, question for the skip: How did you find the SCG Freo crowd? Being there last year and this weekend, the Freo section was packed.
Yeah, I'm often amazed at the sort of the crowd. Obviously, our crowds at Optus are insane, but we always get a really good crowd away. And yeah, Sydney was no different. I've had a lot of people that say that we love playing on the SCG and we're a really good team on the SCG and we won last year, so we're going to come and watch you again. And yeah, we had that Freo section was packed, super loud, and yeah, I'm sure they really enjoyed it. Then in the rooms was amazing scenes as well. Like, yeah, a 1-point win over top of the table. Everyone was just, yeah, so happy to be there. And no, they definitely got us up and about for sure.
What was the SCG like? It's a very different ground to play on. Like, it's different. It's more unique than most grounds in the AFL. Like, it's smaller, but you've also got the history, and I know you and your family are cricket fans, so it's got a bit of that sort of about it as well. Like, did you enjoy playing on it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful ground. The old stands are really cool. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, it is really short. Like, a centre bounce is, as important on any ground at the SCG. If you can win a centre bounce, you can set up pretty much kick it, 10 metres out from the goal, and then you can set up your defence behind that. So we had a really strong focus on, winning clearances in the middle of the ground and setting up our defence behind it. But yeah, it's quite short and really wide. So, which is why some of their, Goulden and some of their wingers get in a lot of time and space, is because they play the ground really well. So, yeah, it definitely had its challenges, but no, it was a beautiful deck and in really nice condition.
It was they've got the best midfield touted in the comp. The boys had it stacked up against them. You, Seba, Fighter, and Youngie, Luke Jackson, Swaggy, all the boys just lining up and going for it.
Nicknames only.
Yep, nicknames only. And you got it done. What was that? I mean, realistically, you head over there. They're the best team in the comp, but the focus is squarely on the middle of the ground. You lose it there, you lose the game. You win it there, you're probably going to win the game. Was that? Did you feel like that was it going in, or what was that feeling like going up against that sort of quality midfield?
Yeah, they. There's no doubt that they're, one of the best midfields in the comp, and the last couple of weeks we've had, Western Bulldogs, who have a unbelievable midfield.
Smoked you.
Gold Coast as well, who have an insane midfield, and then the Swans. And we thought we were really good against Gold Coast. Western Bulldogs mids touched us up, and so we had a chance to value the right things and play the way we wanted to play, or against the Dogs, they were hungrier, they were more desperate, and they made us look second rate at times. So we definitely took it upon ourselves as a midfield group to sort of lead the way, I guess, in our aggression, physicality, contest. I think Sean sort of led the way in that. The way he was, he was just dog hungry in there, getting after Grundy, and we were able to all follow in behind him. And everyone's talking about Fifey's role on Heaney, but also we had Sharpie do a role on Goulden.
Yeah, locked him right away.
And so,
Loved it.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that were playing really selfless footy, and I don't think we had anyone. They said it in the meeting today. I don't think we had anyone over 25 touches, which, on paper you might look at that and go, "Oh, no one really dominated from the midfield." But we all felt like we played our role, and we won the midfield battle, and were able to help us win. So yeah, we're very proud of the effort.
So that's all good, and I agree with everything you got to say, Andy. But you are on BackChat, so it'd be remiss of us not to talk about your back line.
Yes.
Oh boy,
the skipper, Big Moosey, out. Can't get it done without the captain out there. Well, we've got the best captain in the business right here. Like, it looked like the boys really stepped up from what I saw.
Draper, boy,
Josh Draper was elite.
He was fucking good.
I gave him my player of the match over on the Shelter Footy cast. I loved how he played. But like Luke Ryan played a more sacrificial role. It seemed like everyone sort of thought, righto, we don't have Big Moose down there, but we can go and sort these blokes out. How did you see it?
Yeah, I think Drapes played the best game I've seen him play ever, and particularly that last quarter. He was in a few very vulnerable positions. Their slick ball movement sort of opened up the game for them, and then all of a sudden, if Drapes is playing a bit assertive, which we want him to do, then he's in a really tough position, but he was able to just back himself in, open his body up to, a knee from the forward, but was able to hold his own, intercept, back himself in and get it going for us. So I thought he was exceptional. And then I thought Luke Ryan was, with Moose gone, we needed a few guys to step up in terms of leadership, and I thought Luke did that. From a back's perspective, he was essentially the captain back there and was directing traffic, setting guys up. He actually sort of challenged Drapes in the last quarter to keep backing himself in and keep playing his aggressive brand of footy. So I think Luke, you'll claim a little bit of Drapes' success in the last quarter, but no, the whole back six, were a very key part of why we won the game for sure.
Also, Sean Darcy, saw him in the back line.
Swaggy.
A couple of spoils, tackled someone down.
He almost ate
Good
the
Geelong
football.
lad.
Yeah, he almost ate Warrnambool lad. He almost ate the football at one
Geelong
stage.
grammar, isn't he?
Yeah,
Was
but
he grammar or college?
Dubious. He's a grammar boy, but dubious acquisition there to Geelong Grammar, I believe.
Was he?
Maybe a little football scholarship. I don't know. Maybe you have to ask Swaggy
Not a
about
timber
that.
top lad, not a homegrown.
He's on the road for 12 months, Swaggy. Are you finding yourself down the back line at all, Andy? Are you going back to help the boys out, or are you just doing what you did when
Work rate.
Logan McDonald's having his shot and just jumping up and down the spot? You going back and helping the boys or what?
I do joke with a few of the backs that I've done my apprenticeship back there. We had in my first year we lost to Melbourne by about 100 points, and at halftime I got moved to back pocket and played a role in the back pocket, and that's the only time I've ever played at AFL level in the back line. But I always say to the lads that the apprenticeship's been done, and now I'm a midfielder.
How did you go? How did you go in the back pocket?
I was actually serviceable. I mean, it's a completely different role, and punch from behind, that sort of stuff. But it was actually. It's a lot more nerve-wracking. Every mistake, as I'm sure you know, every mistake can cost you a goal. So
this is one of the best.
I'm glad I'm not back there, mate.
This is one of the best midfielders in the AFL. Just coming to the realisation that it's fucking high pressure in the back line for fuck's sake. Yeah, no shit, Andy.
Did you take a kick in the day or no?
Sorry?
Did you take a kick in that day?
No kick-ins for me. I was a lockdown role on Charlie Spargo. So, no kick-ins for me.
One of the best players. Very good. You got anything else for Andy, boys? Anything coming from YouTube?
A couple of questions. Someone wants to know about the Darcy Jackson combo, how you see that's unfolding. A lot of chatter about that early on.
So with Sean, first couple of weeks, Sean was injured, and Luke was our number one ruck and was dominant, very dominant in there. And we were probably looking a little bit short up forward, and so then when Sean's been able to come back in, we've been able to play Luke as a forward, as another tall, and they're both able to play the ruck really well, and we think we get the best look when Sean's rucking and Luke's forward. I still think Luke is a natural forward. He loves kicking goals. He can crash packs and then follow up, and then when Sean needs a break from the ruck, I think he does a really good job in there as well. So I love when both of them are available. They can both do the role themselves, but when they're both flying like they were on the weekend, we're a better team, and we have more dangerous looks going forward, definitely.
When the big kahuna's up and going, which he bloody well is right now, we like Josh Tracy here. Like having him play, I think, a more structural role, like a more traditional forward role, allows Jai Amos to be a hit up forward, and then it allows Luke Jackson to go and take hangers and kind of be the unpredictable wild card. Like that's how I see it from sort of watching how you boys do it. Josh Tracy's form is helping a lot of the other teammates as well, hey?
Yeah, definitely. Even I mean, every forward loves to kick goals, and he's always talking about wanting to be able to impact on the scoreboard. But I just love when he's crashing packs and knocking blokes over and the physicality.
Remember when he pushed Sam Collins on the deck the other week? I mean, we love Sammy Collins, but he monstered him.
Correct. He's a beast.
Yeah. The physicality and the aggression that he brings is sort of like what Alex brings in the back line, is sort of like what JT brings in the forward line. So just a little bit of mongrel. You don't want to get in the way of Moose or the Big Kahuna.
The Kahuna, just completely changing topics, but may as well. The Kahuna helped with the golf swing, the low hands.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Hammer swings, you wouldn't think that the golf swing has improved. I snap hooked it into the trees, but the Big Kahuna did give me a tip. We played at Lake Carrinup last week, and I had equal career low 77 off the stick at Carrinup, which I was pretty stoked with.
Wow.
And the mid-round tip from JT, the Big Kahuna, was just to feel like you're keeping your hands low through your swing, and it worked for me.
Look at this.
Lights out.
Is there anything the big man can't do?
Nothing he can't do.
Hey, mate, we really appreciate you giving us some time. We know on a travel back as well, it's a bit of a condensed week. So if you boys got nothing else.
It's obviously it's a tough time for the kid. He's got his fiance's in Greece. He's got the house to himself. He's 3 minutes from the golf course. He doesn't travel for another 2 weeks.
He's captain of the footy club.
He's captain of the footy club. You got the dog. You're just a bit lonely sitting at home on your Post Malone.
I'm in semester break at uni, so I've got no uni at the moment.
You got no uni, no fiance.
Mate, Dan's going to America on Monday. Maybe you just come in and co-host.
No uni, no fiance, house to himself, no travel for a fortnight.
What do you reckon he's doing?
Yeah, I'm getting by home. Thank you for checking in. I'm just getting there. Thanks, mate.
Brilliant stuff, mate.
Good on you, Snake.
Great win. Well done on the leadership as well, mate, and some good laughs too. Great job. Go get them this week.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
There we fucking go, boys.
What a
Andy
chat.
Brayshaw, the captain of the Freo
That's
footy
huge.
club.
That's huge. Yep.
That is really huge.
We're ticking some boxes here at the moment.
Absolutely.
Oscar Allen last week, we sent them into one of the worst games you'll ever see in your life.
I do like the fact that we could actually go live with him as well.
Yeah, that was
Hamish
nice.
is here. They got the YouTube comments.
That was
good.
awesome.
That was
one of my
a good
favourite
interview.
chats I've had because it's just a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything controversial. Like, I'm sure AFL clubs sometimes go, oh, boy, like, go on BackChat and a bit of a loose unit. We're writing letters to the AFL.
Yeah, what are we going to say? How shit's Optus? The deck sucks.
Hammer ranking Andy Brayshaw's worst performances.
Someone in YouTube said it looks like he had a hickey on his neck. So
Didn't. He
that
got scratched.
didn't bring that
He
up.
looked ravaged. I didn't want to
Yeah,
say
he
that.
did. He got the big claw across the face.
looked in worse shape.
That was brilliant, boys.
That was good.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
that was
organising
great.
Hamish.
You're welcome. You guys.
Proudly brought to us by ID Athletic, by the way.
course.
Our good friends at ID Athletic, idathletic.com. You can go and get yourself some merch. They probably made the Paywise Fleet Network. Sorry,
they literally do anything. If you need anything done, get
Andy Brayshaw on a podcast.
They do that. They don't actually. Their motto isn't we do anything. ID Athletic. I'm sure they specialise.
It could be next year.
They specialise in kit, uniform, team merch, all that sort of stuff. But
yes,
if you have anything you need at all, literally anything. If you're out of toilet paper, if you want to try and find the best flights to go overseas, if you hit up ID Athletic, I'm sure they'll have something for you.
Can I just throw a spanner in the works and do something that we don't usually do at this moment?
I feel like
I'm
going
to read an email out.
Amazing. I was just going there.
Yeah, great. So this is from Joel Sandy.
You sent it. We highly read it.
Okay, Sandy.
Hey boys,
for you.
big fan of the pod and picked up 3 shirts for $100 the other day. Was happy to get a Western Fisters shirt.
If you want to be like Joel, head to backchatstudios.com.au. There's mystery boxes. We got
there's heaps in there.
other shit going on. Wharfie time stuff.
It is
Oh,
Wharfie
yeah,
time.
it is Wharfie
My
time.
Hanoisenberg shirt, if you buy the $180 one, potentially you could win.
Correct.
Best shirt ever.
So Joel Sandy goes on to say, heard you mention BYD the other day, the car brand, and had to send a message.
Build
I
your
look
dreams.
after a couple of BYD locations.
Good.
And I know a couple of your ex-teammates, Scully, have actually gotten their cars recently.
Excellent.
Wow.
Build your dreams.
Build your dreams.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, BYD
Yes.
stands for Build Your Dreams.
If
Does
you want to
it?
come
Does.
down to Osborne Park, I can make sure the boys swing by Golden Bakery and get you a bite to eat on the test drive.
Golden Bakery is best pies.
Best pies in the
So
world.
good.
I've seen some pie competitions and they haven't won it, so they're clearly really fucking rigged because
Yes.
they are the best in the
Pie,
business.
every
Golden
every
Bakery.
second bakery on the way down south has the best pie. in
Yeah,
it.
I'm telling you, Golden Bakery in Aussie Park is the
Yeah,
best.
they're good.
Okay, I always appreciate the shout out of the brand, and I always return the favour by sending customers back to Fleet Network /Paywise.
Wow.
Cheers, fellas.
Sandy,
and
Aaron
Dan.
Sanderland.
Cheers, fellas and Dan. So can we say thanks to Joel
Thanks to
Sandy?
Joel Sandy.
Does that
Yeah.
mean
Joel.
are we going to get free BYDs?
I think we're getting some
We're
dreams
getting-
built.
Are we
some
getting?
dreams built.
Are we building our own dreams while
Yes.
getting a free BYD?
Let's go, Joel.
Yes, there are BYDs for everybody.
You want to be with it? You want to be with
Greg,
it?
you get a BYD. You get a BYD. We're going to Australia.
Check your car.
Oprah Winfrey opens up the doors.
wow.
Let's go.
BYDs.
Oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to go down and see Joel down at BYD. And
Yep.
Yeah,
Get
because
a
I want to
test
test drive it, and then I'm going
Yeah,
to call
do a
up
test
Pickers,
drive.
because Pickers and I have been chatting
Yes,
about.
do you know that Dan's doing his deal through Pickers and not you?
You're a fucking animal.
Well,
Did
I
you
was
know
already
that?
working with Pickers before you got the job. Do you want him to handle?
How's
do you want
that
to handle
for?
my account then?
You're a piece of shit. no, that's fair enough. Picker's a great guy, mate. Very good at his job. If you get Adam Pickering, you're a lucky man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Or woman, or person, or they. Or what doesn't bother me.
I
Just
think.
get a car.
I think.
Money's green.
Can we go and hear from our friends at Paywise and have a little break thanks to that great interview with Andy Brayshaw at ID Athletic? Let's go see what our friends at Paywise have got to say.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'm a backman.
And I'm Gov, and I'm a Paywise brand ambassador.
And you're a backman.
Yes, I am, but I'm also a Paywise brand ambassador. And I know that the best way to get into your next car is through the Paywise novated lease.
To learn more about novated leasing, contact Paywise today or just ask Jeremy McGovern.
You've got the touch.
You've got the power. If you are just listening to the podcast and you wonder what the silence is at the end of that ad, it's me shaking Jeremy McGovern's hand.
You should go and watch it. It's
Go
quite
have a
funny.
It's very
It is
funny.
very funny.
Boys, thanks to TABtouch, we bring you a bunch of things. We bring out our bet, which look didn't go too well this week.
I think we're going to scrap it.
I think we're going to.
I think
we go
I've said
again.
we're going to scrap it.
We go
I think we're
again.
going again. I think this is going to be one of those things that when it wins,
Oh,
we win big.
Fuck, we're going to go nuts.
Cozzy Pickett kicked 5 goals on the
He
weekend.
kicked 4 in the second quarter.
Yeah, which is a
Oh,
backline thing.
yeah.
It's a backline thing, right? So Brisbane's backline wasn't good enough, and I don't think we're going to see Harris Andrew votes. The guy's leading the BackChat backman. I don't see. I think
Well, hang on a minute. Did Joe
he was-
Danaher or Kip would kick 5? It's not.
that's
not
that's
Harris's
a good
fault.
point, but
No, Harris
the
Andrews
captain.
was very good.
He was good.
so our bet didn't get up, boys. But more importantly, the TABtouch BackChat Backman of the Year, the Jack Buckley medal. Lee Matthews has put something onto social media. Well, he's obviously chatted about it on Channel 9, and I don't want to take on Lee Matthews.
Lethal. No,
personally,
I want to
He-
work with Lee Matthews.
we just chatted to Dipper on the weekend.
Yep.
I had him as a guest.
Robert Dippy at Domenico.
Yes,
Yeah.
we had Dipper in
Nailed that.
here.
you.
He was a great guest, so
So
that'll be
good.
coming
Yeah,
out
I'll
at
be
some
look-
point
looking
soon
forward
with
to that.
Dipper. I spoke about Lee Matthews, just a frightening man.
Yeah, very terrifying.
He's raised the issue with his great public platform that he has, legend of the game,
Yep.
greatest ever to do it, Channel 9 superstar in media.
Yeah.
He has said he doesn't think there's awards that are significantly looking after backmen. He's put out there that he thinks there
Lee.
needs to be an award just for
Lee.
backmen. I'll read you his exact
No,
words.
Lee, you're kidding. Hang on, Lee, you've got the Lee Matthews rule. If there's more minutes in the game than goals, you can win the game. That's a tried and tested rule. We love that, Lee. I've got an algorithm. It's good. It works.
What contact do
Fuck.
we have to Lee? Like,
I'd be able to get his number.
I'm
Don't know
gonna-
how, but I'd be
I'm
able
going
to
try
find
and find it. I just saw that I like.
I reckon.
I just put a tweet up saying, "Hey, join us on the podcast. We're live with captain of Fremantle, Andy Brayshaw, joining
Wow.
us."
Okay.
Sorry, keep going.
I reckon we'd get Lee's number somehow. I question this.
I'm trying to.
I think it says, this is what he says. We need something to give defenders more recognition.
Lee.
Mate, it's fucking right here. The Jack Buckley medal.
Where is it? Probably
the BackChat medal. It is
It's
right
right there.
here.
The Jack Buckley Backman of the Year medal.
Lee Matthews, right? We know there's the Lee Matthews medal, right?
Yeah, there it
Your
was a
brothers-
trophy. He's won it.
Your brothers won it.
He won it.
Right?
He did.
Well, the Jack Buckley's won this, and it's time for the BackChat Backman of the Year votes, Hammer.
It is, and boy, howdy is it heating up. You asked me last week, how come Harris Andrews is running away with it? It's because he's the best defender in the comp.
Correct.
And what you're about to see is more very good defenders. This top 5 is solidifying itself as the best dour defenders in the game.
It's recognising Backman as Lee wants.
It's doing exactly that. It's exactly what Lee wants. So, Lee, if you are... I'm going to try and find his number. But if you get it, Lee... I don't have it on me right now.
Put it out to BackChat listeners.
Listeners.
Give Lee some feedback.
If anyone knows Lee personally, just tag him in all the... Yeah, I'm sure he's gone
Your
live
dad will
somewhere.
know him.
Dad will know him.
If you're on YouTube and you have his number, just put it in the chat.
Dad's got his number.
Your dad and uncle will know him. We need to get on to Lee.
Yeah, we'll get on to Lee.
So for one vote, and you raised this with me during the game, you said, geez, Tom McDonald's playing well. And so I started watching him, and I'm not going to try and pretend that I'm surprised who it is. Tom McDonald gets the one vote.
Tom McDonald would get the one vote.
He had the most spoils
Of
ever,
anyone this year.
Ever.
In history.
In 2024.
In 2024. Not in history. I'm sure someone's been... He had 15 spoils.
Wow.
That's
Huge.
a day.
I think you got to reward it with a vote.
Well, I mean, it does get rewarded with a vote. The algorithm has pumped out one vote, T. McDonald.
So that will identify that the algorithm isn't just,
it's not
gets
just
spoils.
most spoils.
Most spoils.
It might have been one spoil. It no longer is.
Sorry, I don't know why I find that so funny.
So T-Mac went out there and was very good.
One vote, Tom McDonald.
One vote,
Well
Tom
done.
McDonald.
Really
well
good.
done. Well done.
Yes,
2 votes.
2 votes.
Jeez, this man was good. He's
Was
played
he?
some good football, and he is a barometer for his side. I know they're flying at the moment, the Carlton Blues, but when Jacob Wiedering is up and going, the Carlton Blues look very hard to beat. 2 votes, Jay Wiedering.
Really good.
Well done,
Thank
Jacob.
He's got his FPOS machine sorted out.
He
He's got
has.
his bank
He's-
balance
yep.
sorted.
He's
He's got his
not
BSB and account details. Not getting
Locked
plastered
away.
over the internet.
Nigerian princes, they can sort it out themselves. 3 votes.
Wow.
This is big because Harris Andrews was running away with it. Now this man is coming for him.
I saw this game.
He was awesome.
Should we just
A
watch
beast.
the video?
Let's watch the highlights. Our man, 3 votes. Let's watch the highlights.
Sammy Collins, holy shit.
Bang!
Look at that. Look at him. Get it out.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
touch it.
Oh, that looks like it's going
That's
in for
going to
a
be a
goal,
goal.
is it?
That's
No,
a
gotta be.
guaranteed goal.
No, hit the post. Hit the post.
Okay, great man
He
in
put
the
him
mark.
off. He put him off.
Great hand pass.
yeah.
Great.
Just
Just
kick-
torp it. Just get it out of there.
Kick the shit out of it to
Beautiful.
no one.
Just create a
That's
bit of
just
havoc.
running into
Perfect.
4 blokes. Back with a fly. Bang!
Oh,
Oh, Bobby Hill.
Bobby
got
Hill,
the-
see you
probably had
later.
the sit on him too,
Get
Bobby.
him, Sammy. Get him.
Nah,
Scared
just look it over.
Bang.
That's the
back
first
to
one
the
again.
start. Sam Collins, ladies and gentlemen.
Sam Collins was sensational on the
huge.
weekend.
It's fair
What
to
a
say
man.
without Sam Collins, Gold Coast lose.
yeah, no
Absolutely.
question they do.
Right.
No question they do.
And it's also fair to say that we had him on last week and we said he needed to lift
And he did.
and he needed to give a performance and he said he would
Yeah.
and he bloody did. So,
what
Man
you're
of
telling
his
me is
word.
we
Andrew's going
have
back pocket next
Sam
week.
Collins on the pot. No, we don't have it.
Andrew's going back pocket next week.
Mate, brilliant stuff. So, bit of an
Sammy
update.
closes it.
Top 5. Harris Andrews on 16 votes. Sam Collins closes the gap, 12 votes, second place.
Wow.
Tom Barris, I'll keep saying this. If he played for a good side, he'd be winning this by a long way.
He was not far off. I
He-
think TB was 5th.
He was unbelievable, and West
He
Coast
was.
would have lost by 120 points without him.
Yep, and then 180 points if they didn't have him or McGovern.
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of McGovern, kicked goal.
Yeah, but got a 50-metre
put up
penalty.
50-metre penalty. Went
So
forward,
that
kicked it.
in the rules that I have now, the algorithm says that wouldn't disqualify him because he took the mark outside 50
Yes.
and was given
Marched.
50 metres. So you
First
can kick a goal off the back of that.
goal in 777 days.
That's a lot of
So a little bit of a wait for goal. So he deserved it, I would
He
say.
did deserve it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Hey, before you leave this, last time before you
course, mate.
leave, Matt Brand sends this one in. G'day, you beautiful specimens. I was listening along to Friday's pod when Scully had one of the great suggestions. I don't know if I did suggest this. Next year, keep the votes for the Jack Buckley medal to yourselves and reveal the winner
That was actually me.
on a night amongst
There you go.
backmen.
Brandy, that was my suggestion. That's a great idea. I did think about it
Correct.
after the fact, and I said, that's a really, really good idea.
Now, there's only one problem with this. It's too far away. 2025 Jack Buckley medal. Like, we've got to wait too long. Why wait? Let's do it this year. Don't reveal the votes for the rest of the year and host a night to announce the winner. Picture this. It's post-season. You're live online, maybe even having an audience. The room is filled with some of the best/most dour operators in the game. We all watch dour highlights and votes announced round by round. We get pissed together. We throw some shelters around. The winner announced and admired in front of his fellow backman after Jack Buckley presents the medal to the winner. And then he gives a speech. This is an opportunity to host a night of all nights and to have beers with backmen. This, in my opinion, will let us truly celebrate the BackChat Backman of the Year, the 2024 Jack Buckley medalist. Love your work, lads.
Great email.
I don't
mean,
know
it
if you
sounds
could say it
bloody
any
good.
better.
Could
That
there
is a
be-
Send it to
fucking-
Lee. We need
That is
Lee's
a
email.
fucking good
Could there
idea.
be a world in which we just combine our Brownlow event, which we will be doing, and this?
There certainly could be. But
Or do we want to do 2 events?
But the round by round like the Brownlow.
Yeah, love it.
Scrap the Brownlow.
Yeah.
We just turn off the Brownlow with 8 rounds to go, and then we take
And
it
I
over.
just have the votes and I read it out. So before I leave,
I bloody
I
like it.
really like
Really
that
like
idea. And I would like from you guys to hear your suggestions.
Okay.
This year, so far, we've been doing, and this is why the Brownlow is much more prestigious than, the Jack Buckley Medal is more prestigious than the Brownlow.
Yes.
The Brownlow, as you said last week, get awarded 1, 2, 3 votes for every game.
Yes.
The Jack Buckley Medal gets 3, 2, 1 for the round. So you have to be
Yes.
the best defender of the
That's a
round.
good point.
I can, with the algorithm, break down
Round.
every game.
Oh, game.
I can give a 3, 2, 1 for every game, and that can tally up across the year, and you can do it that way.
So 2025 medal, are you saying there's
The 2025 medal could be you can get 3 votes every game.
only backman?
Only backman. I can do I can do the Brown. I can also
I feel like we need to automate it with some sort of AI or
I can also do that for the rest of the year.
No, we can't.
We keep with what we're going.
But I
think,
can
round by
keep
round.
I can keep the rest of this year quiet.
Yes.
If you want to.
I think we need to take it under consideration, certainly, because that really excites me. You up the front in some sort of ill-fitting suit,
Yep.
like round 23, vote to level.
That's right. All it takes is Sam Collins and Tom Barris to have a good game each, and we have.
Jacob Wiedering goes on a run.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on a minute.
absolutely.
If we remember anything from last year, Jack Buckley came from the clouds.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and went
that's
bang,
right.
bang, bang. Harris Andrews disqualified himself in the last round of the year, and Jack went whack.
Okay.
So I am.
Everyone's on notice, including us. All right?
Yeah, I'm going to put it out there. I don't think I'm going to tell you the votes anymore.
Wow.
I'm not telling anyone the votes.
Wow.
I'm keeping them to myself.
Hey,
Okay.
I know you need to leave, and I think we can change these socks
Okay,
over
cool.
while I just do a little transition here, boys.
Max Personal just
Sorry
quickly
for-
on YouTube does say sorry, Damon. He
Sorry
says
for
scrap the
this.
bet. Scrap it. We need to scrap it.
We're going again.
Feedback.
We're going again.
Feedback.
All right, sorry, I just coughed in the microphone again. Before I let you leave,
Yeah,
I
of
haven't
course.
spoken about West Coast at all. Just want
Oh,
to get
yeah.
your thoughts on that game.
Um,
You can tell your story walking as well. Give us a final little bit, and then you can leave.
it was not a great game of football to watch.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Hawthorn are good. Let's put
Yeah,
that out
they're
there.
good.
Hawthorn are good.
I will say I've been on this bandwagon for a little while now.
Yeah,
Hawthorn
Hawks are good.
Called it probably 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawks are really good. But yeah, West Coast were poor. That was a step. That wasn't one step. It was a marathon back. You know how the old saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back? They've taken 2 steps forward this year,
Yeah.
but they took a fucking million back.
We're talking Timmy Franklin top areas.
Yeah, we're talking
Who
run the
finished?
world
Just
backwards.
finished, by the way.
Fucking
I know,
well done,
finally,
Timmy
mate.
Franklin.
Why are you not running east, Tim? Up is not the way to go. Anyway, congrats to Timmy.
Yeah,
but yeah,
congrats,
they went a long way backwards, and it was disappointing to see. And again, without McGovern, without Barras, they would have lost by 200 points.
They got
Belted.
I think. Look, I've done this morning. I've done a bit.
Belted.
I'm about to go and do talk back at 6PR. Like people are annoyed, and Dan's one of those, and we're going to let him unleash.
People
in a
are
second.
frustrated.
But I think the expectations were lifted a little bit too high. People thought we've got a good side in. No one's out. There's no one missing. Maybe Noah Long and Elijah Hewitt, the only 2 players that aren't in the side. For 2 years, 3 years, everyone's injured. No
Everyone's
one's good.
been in the
Now
wilderness.
everyone's back. It's like, well, we're just going to be good.
Yeah.
West Coast aren't very good. So I think the expectations were here, and they just performed. Their reality is, about 14th to 18th, and they performed like the 18th team in the competition.
Yeah, I think what
They're not the number one side and performing like 18th.
no,
they're not good.
They're not. But what they've done this year, to their credit, is when they've played well, their best players have played really well. But on the weekend, only 2 of them did.
Yes, Barris and
McGovern, which they have played well every week.
Every
But
week.
In the games that they win and have won this year, Duggo's dominated. Reed's played well. Lucius kicked 11. Everyone has chipped in and just gone bang, bang, bang. But it was just those 2. And they were shit. And they're going to struggle for the rest of this year, I think.
They are.
Unfortunately. Yeah, they're going to struggle hard. I wish them all the best. Hope they win more than one more.
I wish you all the best. You need
Thanks.
to go to training. Good win for you boys on the weekend.
Thanks. It was
You
we
almost
nearly
cooked
lost
that.
it.
You
I think
al-
I've got West Coast on my ladder predictor finishing 17th.
How's the quaddie feeling?
Yeah, pretty shit.
Oh, ladder predictor.
Yeah, let's set that up.
No, just send me.
it can be. I'm here.
No, no,
I'm,
no,
I'm
no.
not leaving.
Okay.
I ain't leaving. I ain't. I'm doing nothing anyway.
I was going to do this off the back of the Andy Brayshaw interview before we got into West Coast. So
That's
I think
right.
before we get into West Coast, we should do this.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's
I did a ladder predictor
I'm
because
2
I've
minutes away
been
from the club.
hot on Hawthorn. I think I'm pretty hot on Brisbane. These are sides that aren't in the top 8 that have been winning games but going well. I've got a couple of sides in the top 8 that I'm not
Some
too hot
sliders.
on. Geelong, Essendon,
Yep,
they played each other. So Geelong beats Essendon. I don't know what's going on there. So I thought, what's happening here?
Yes.
Fremantle beat the top side.
They did.
Like, what's happening? Who's
And
going
what does
where?
Freo's run home look like, and where could it potentially put?
So
them
I
at
did the
end of
ladder
season?
mixer.
Great.
So have
I did it. Have
Bring,
we got?
bring it up. Bring
Have
it
we
up.
got mine? Have we
Yep.
got mine to show here, boys?
Okay, here we go.
So that is after round 24. I've got Sydney and Carlton 1-2. I have Fremantle Dockers locked in. The Brisbane Lions finished 4th. GWS 5th. Geelong make finals in 6th. Hawthorn
Wow.
make their way in. Essendon hang on after losing a couple late. They hang on. And who are missing? Collingwood miss.
Wow.
Gold Coast miss. Port Adelaide miss and the Western Bulldogs miss. That is my ladder predictor.
Wow.
Now, I can't go through game by game what I did, but
Nah.
I'll give you a few things that I did do. Gold Coast always win at home. I had Hawthorn winning games, clearly. Like, I was
Yeah.
picking them. When 50-50s, I was probably picking Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Essendon were losing games that were 50-50 because I don't rate them very highly.
Yep.
And then Collingwood, I picked them against sides that I thought they would beat.
Yeah.
They got a pretty tough run home, Collingwood. So that's mine. Is yours different? I made you do it before.
Our top 4 is exactly the same in the exact same order.
So great. Yeah, Brisbane's got a pretty cushy run home.
I have
and some-
Sydney, I have Carlton, I have Fremantle, I have Brisbane in that order.
Yes.
I have Hawks next.
Wow.
I think they're going to win more than you've budgeted for.
I had Freo beating them in Tassie. I think
Yeah.
I even were pretty harsh on the Hawks.
See what you've So what you've got here is you've got Hawthorn at 56 points. I've got them at 60, which takes them to 5th.
Right, because at the moment, GWS on your score is 56, and then also, 5, 6, 7 are all on the same points. It's just a
Okay.
percentage thing.
Okay.
Percentage thing. So I've got Hawks at 5. I've got the Bulldogs at 6.
Wow. I've got them 11th.
Also on, they're on 56 points. I've got them on. I've got Gold Coast at 7. I think they've got a couple of games away that they can win. They've got North Melbourne away.
You've got West Coast
They've
at
got
home.
West Coast at home.
They'll win all their home games.
Sorry, Gold
As
Coast
in
away.
West Coast
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
So they've got North Melbourne and West Coast away. I think they win both of those games.
Okay.
I think they win enough to make finals. And then I've got Collingwood at 8th. I've got Geelong missing, Essendon missing, GWS missing.
Yeah. I don't know how GWS ended up there because I didn't like what I saw on the weekend, so I don't know how they got there. Let's keep
It's
track
very
of
Yeah,
that.
let's keep
How
track
they
of
go.
that. I'll
very
put it in
tight.
now. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Hey, great work.
See you later.
Hang on. Who have you got at the bottom?
I've
It
got
went Richmond, then North.
Yeah,
we just couldn't fit it on the screen.
North.
Yeah,
West
same.
Coast.
Richmond, North, West Coast.
I mean,
Adelaide,
St
St Kilda.
Melbourne.
I've got Port, then Melbourne. There you go.
Port.
we're
You've
pretty-
got Port like going in the bin,
Yeah, Porter in the bin.
right?
Porter in the bin.
Ken Hinkley was crying after the game. Of the
I know. I feel for him, but
I feel for that too.
Yeah,
That's someone's job, and
it's someone's job. Your fans can't be booing the coach.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Simo still gets cheered.
How's your quaddy? Bye.
That's a good segue, Hammer. So,
Right.
I mean, all right,
Let's
let's
sort of- look-
let's talk about some West Coast stuff because
I
I
just didn't
have a
wanna-
lot of questions.
I didn't want to lead with you blowing
No, no,
up
no,
because
no,
you're
no,
upset.
No, the thing is,
You weren't Ken Hinkley upset. But
so
you were-
last night, yeah, I wasn't kidding. Last night on the drive home, I just opened up Twitter and I started a space, and I don't know why. I was just steaming. I was just like.
Can you take it back before we got to the space? I mean, on the train home, you were on fucking
Oh, yeah,
talkback
okay.
radio.
So I'm so annoyed. I was so looking forward to the game. Like a mate was coming and they pulled out last minute. Another mate came. It was good. So
Can
I
you
was just,
quickly tell a story with your mate that didn't
so
come?
my mate fell off a bar stool 2 nights previous because he's got his foot stuck in what he says. He got his foot stuck in the stool. He's about to get off. I think he had about 45 pints, and he fell off and broke his nose because his face hit the floor. Right, and he's all bruised up. He's a massive Hawks fan. I was like, we had it planned in the calendar for like 2 months. I was really excited about the game, and then they dish up that.
It was the worst game of the year.
So bad.
It was worse
so
than the
bad.
Adelaide
It just felt like 2021 West Coast or 2022 West Coast, whenever that really shit year was, right? And so then you text. I was just
last year.
filthy. I think I fired off stuff to you, and I was like, "Get me in the rooms. I'm gonna give the boys a spray." Right?
You were. Can I read some of them? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so then you go call talk
Get
back.
me in the room.
Call talk back, right? And I'm like, all right, do it. So I first thing to do is I call SEN because I don't know what their schedule's like. It rang out. So then you text me the number for 6PR.
Let me down there for a spray. Next message, disgraceful. Next message, sacks Himo. Next message, I'm done. And then I just wrote back, get on talkback radio.
Yes. All right. So I did that, and I called 6PR, right? And Mark Foreman picks up the phone and he says, producer, and we know Forey, who hosts the Path to Paris podcast, which is going really
Host over here at BackChat.
And I said, Forey, it's Dan. I'd like to speak on air. He goes, Dan, who? I was like, it's Dan. Get me on the air, please. He goes, I don't know who this is. I said, it's Dan Const. He goes, oh, Dan, great. I'll put you on. I said, thanks. So anyways, I'm the first caller up. Forey goes, yeah, I'll get you up there straight away. So, Dan's on the train. What do you think, Dan? And I'm on speakerphone at this point. So I'm speakerphone on the train, and it's pretty quiet on the train. So I'm given whatever I said. I can't really remember, but I just said it was disgraceful. I was really upset. I'm on a train full of people. We're all pissed about it. And then Carl starts speaking, right? And I think he's going to go back to me. And so then he says something, and I'm talking. And I'm like, why are they talking for me? I realize they've cut me off.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And they
You got cut off.
and they hung up pretty quickly.
This is how it goes. You sort of you're on the producer, and you link eyes with him, and you just like fade him down. That's enough out of this idiot.
That was me, right? And so then I felt like I didn't have my say. I didn't get enough of what I wanted to say. So then I got in the car and I get on my Twitter space and I like plug it into the thing so I can just like drive and rant. Basically, I look down after 30 seconds of ranting because when you first start a space, no one's there. You're just screaming.
So were you talking to yourself?
Talking to myself. But then within about 35 seconds to a minute, there was about 10 people there, and I was like, all right, well. And I started just accepting people and everyone could just join in and talk. And it was quite therapeutic as well because I'm just saying stuff. Like a lot of it didn't make sense, right? When you're just angry and upset about something, you're talking rubbish. And that's what I was doing most of it. I was just throwing people under the bus. Then I realized halfway through, I don't want to be like throwing players under the bus. It's not really a nice thing to do. Anyways,
I joined at some point.
You joined, and it was great. Everyone was asking questions. And afterward, there was about 750 people total on there, and we went for 2 hours after the game.
I got off after being on there for 40 minutes. I was like, far out. Like I didn't really have anything to do. I was just over it.
Yeah. So it was.
And I got back on there too. Like it was longer than 2 hours. 2 hours later, and it was still going. There's 60 people in there talking about West Coast.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I had like a lot of people go, "Let's do this again." So Melbourne, the game after Melbourne, win or lose, I'm getting it going again, and we'll have some chat. But it was quite therapeutic, and I feel better about it today. I just know we're shit. That's the thing. My hopes were so high because I thought we were good. Like we played well against Essendon. We beat some teams. We were amazing at Fremantle.
Are you surprised that you're shit?
Yeah, a little bit. I am because for so long we've been told.
You lost to North Melbourne 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. But at least we were like that second half was like okay. We look. That's a good. We started so poorly. Anyways. Boy. So the questions. I'll throw some questions at you.
You said you feel better, but you're still ranting.
About the team.
You're not breathing while you're talking.
Someone on YouTube says, this is where we're at. Feel like shit. Just want Sam Butler back. Like, this is where we're at as a fan base.
Sam Butler? As a player?
As a player, I don't know.
I'd like to see Butsy back.
I would love that. Someone also said they are some massive calves. Thank you.
Yes.
So some questions to you, Schofield. So, why would a team, right, that has like a pretty good list. You said it was a better list than Hawthorn's, and I would probably agree. Like talent-wise,
I still say that. I still say that even after that game, it still is better.
You know how in the media and stuff, people go, "Oh, a question West Coast effort," right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between that team and Hawthorn, right? You can't just say Hawthorn tried harder.
No, they
right?
certainly didn't.
So if it's not an effort thing of trying harder, right? Let's IDS it, right? Let's look at the issue.
Issue is your shit.
We're shit, right? But our list is
That's not your issue,
should be
though.
better. That's not the issue, right?
Yeah.
So is it the game plan? Because if Hawthorn's list isn't as good, shouldn't West Coast is it just they match up poorly?
To take all emotion out of it, mate. Like you just need to look how the game went. So your midfield got destroyed, and so whether you say that's because of effort, like Hawthorn are going really well. That's one thing. So they don't fumble. They're quick with their hands. They're clean. They're hard, and they put good pressure on inside. Like they're really good inside the contest. And so you just got done with a lot of that. One little fumble, turnover, bang, 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 out, see you later.
Yep.
So it was like 45 clearances to 20. So that's structure and coaching, and execution.
Well, that's a skill issue, right?
Execution. It's skill plus mindset.
Yep.
Like every player in the AFL cannot fumble. Like they have the
Yes.
skills to not fumble, but like some do and some don't. So I would say it's more mindset and application than
So who's responsible for
skill.
mindset and application? Players, right?
Players.
So what is it? Like they just didn't have it? Is this an off day? Like what would determine someone's ability to cleanly pick up the ball or not?
So then that's sort of, that's why it's not one answer. You're not going to get one answer here. Like, it'll be a combination of, are you training enough? Like, are you training, are you training the fundamental enough? Like, just have a ball rolled at you, taking clean. Like, I do it 100 times.
Yeah, do that Oz kick.
And then that's the fundamental. But then are you training enough under, like, extreme pressure? Like, because in an AFL game, it's extreme pressure all the time. So you might be able to take 100 clean in a row, but then have someone put half pressure on you and then you're fumbling.
Yep.
Well, you can't execute under pressure, right? So that's the training element. That's on the coaches, but it's on the players. And then you get to the game and it's like, well, are you rocking up thinking, well, your best is just going to be good enough? Are you rocking up with like a real killer attitude? Like, I'm going to take this Hawthorn midfield on. So that's on the players, but then it's on the coaches to put in a structure that works. I think a big part of coaching is motivation. Like, can you get the players in the right mindset to go and execute all the stuff they've done during the week? So there's training, then there's fitness. Are you getting tired halfway through the third? Like, are they not fit enough? Then there's role. Like, are you playing in the right role? Are you thinking about other things? Can you get your mindset on the fact that what you do when you take a clean ground ball, like, and I'm not that I'm not an expert. I'm probably close to an expert.
You played 15 years.
What I used to do, and so I'm not saying I'm the cleanest player to ever play, but I did value my own ability to take clean balls, because in the back line, you fumble, it's a goal. Right? So you don't play very long in the back line if you fumble and you're not a one-touch player. I always used to approach a ground ball or a ball in close when in the back line, just worried about that. Like, I wasn't. If I was ever did it poorly, it was because I was worried about, who's coming here.
Who you
or
gonna give it to next? Or
it's
something.
like, if you just focus, I've got to pick this ball up,
Yep.
and then figure it out, right? And then you'll be good enough to get yourself out of trouble, or balk, or handball, or kick, or shrug the tackle, or get tackled. Like, don't think about any of that until you've taken it. Like, that was my approach, and that was from other coaches giving me that as well. With young sides, sometimes that sort of stuff, like Ruben Jimby might be thinking about lots of different other things. Maybe you can't focus. So I think all these questions that you might have some more, like, you're not going to have one answer. Like, the players aren't good enough, so then that's it. Or the coach isn't good enough. Let's sack Simo, and that's going to fix your issues. Even if that's the correct decision to make, that's not going to solve everything. And just the same as going and getting a good player isn't going to solve anything. Going and getting rid of your bad players isn't going to solve
Liam Baker's not just fixing West Coast Eagles, right? And everyone's like, let's get Liam Baker.
Correct.
All this.
But like,
it make us better.
Should help.
It definitely makes us better. The whole Sack Simo thing, I think people say it's just an easy thing. Like, we need to get rid of the coach. And Skeet this morning said on the Shelter Footy Cast that said something like no head coach in any sort of sporting field would, if they had his record
that get rolled out
over the last few years, then usually a coach would get sacked, right? But
which I agree with.
They've stuck pretty true to Simo. I think it's obvious they're not really, unless something dire happens and things come out. I don't see Simo not coaching for the rest of the year. But
it'll certainly be under a lot of pressure if they perform that way week after week, because like you haven't seen West Coast put that back to back yet. But if they played exactly like that against Melbourne
this week
at the G,
yep,
and they come back here and they play Richmond, Gold Coast.
Yeah,
They come back here and play that way, and then they have a derby, and they do that for a month in a row. Then you got huge issues.
Yep.
But we haven't seen that yet. So
no, we haven't.
Expectation was pretty high coming into this game because of the list you put out there. You performed way under reality, not expectation, but like you performed under where you're actually
we
at.
weren't just like, we're not a great squad. We just looked woeful. It was
bad.
It was really
But you need
bad.
a bounce back. So if you don't get a bounce back, then there's issues. Then if it continues, then it's a pattern of behaviour.
The addition of Matt Flynn, right? I think like Bailey Williams, right? He's not a better ruckman than Matt Flynn.
No,
but we just look better with Bailey Williams. I don't know why that is, because maybe it's because he's like a bit more of an unknown. Matt Flynn in there, big man, tries to win a hit out, but Bailey Williams does all this like random stuff that I don't know, usual ruckman don't do.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what the numbers say.
I don't know what the numbers say. Anecdotally, I'm just like he has looked better, and it's just like the midfield seems a bit more exciting when Bailey.
If you compile the last 3 weeks for the West Coast, it's St Kilda, which you were poor in.
Yep.
Especially after halftime.
Again, high expectation. Think we should probably
tagged
beat them.
Harley Reid. Windhager went to him, shut him down.
Second half, we were done. Yep.
And you played North, and you're poor for 3.5 quarters, and then you steamed home to probably could have won it, not should have won it, but could have.
Did we play?
And then you played Essendon.
Yep.
I thought it was like more competitive, and they actually like threw the magnets around a bit. They had like a sort of a quick rotation going through the midfield.
Yeah, that was good. Liam Ryan was in there.
Clearances was good against Essendon.
Marek was playing on the wing.
Yeah.
And was like pretty good.
And then you were real bad on the weekend. So that's 3 out of 4 weeks you've been poor, and Essendon was competitive.
I don't know. I don't know what to think moving forward.
I don't know how much more I can give you insight-wise, other than it won't become. If that becomes a pattern of behaviour, then people will start losing jobs, which I don't really want to promote.
Max Hansen on YouTube said West Coast Eagles fixture, Melbourne D's in Melbourne, Brisbane at home, Saints in Melbourne, and then Derby in Perth, then Suns in Perth Friday night game.
Well, that's the next 5, right? So,
yeah. So you'd mate.
Can you win any of those games?
Probably not.
What's the one if you had to pick one to win? St Kilda.
Randomly Melbourne this week. In Melbourne, which makes no sense.
Far out, man. You are just love punishment.
If I had to pick one, like we're not going to beat Brisbane.
No.
We're probably not being the Saints in Melbourne.
Saints is the one. Saints are worse than Melbourne. So you think you're gonna? No, yeah. You don't think you're gonna win though.
I don't. I think we're 0-5. We'll see what happens. 61 losses and 8 wins in the last little while. Someone also said, I just want to clear this up on YouTube. It's probably not even worth mentioning, but it says, Yo, Dan, in the space, you said that some players said Harley hates Simo. How true is that, do you think? I never said that. I just want to say, if it's out there on a YouTube comment, I never said that Harley Reid hates Simo. Okay?
Mate, don't do that to yourself, bro.
I never said that.
Can you?
I
would say that.
Floating around. I did not.
Mate. Yeah, okay. I'm sure. Well, happy that's been clarified. Great. Because I'm sure there was a lot of people going, West, if fucking Dan Const just fucking said this.
Front page of the West tomorrow, I don't want to be on there like with a sign like Harley hates Simo. Not happen.
All right. Talking about the front page of the West, let's go to the BackChat back page.
Didn't say it.
And in latest news on the BackChat back page, Dan Const says Harley Reid fucking hates Adam Simpson, just out of the West Australia. Dan Const, co-founder of BackChat Studios, was believed to have heard Harley Reid saying, "Fuck you, Simo. Go and get fucked. I hate you. I'm going home to Melbourne." Brilliant stuff. Look, we're going outside of football to start the BackChat back page. It is terrible, says Mbappe. As he suffers with a face mask. If we can we align this with a bit of a picture here over the BackChat backpack. France captain Kylian Mbappe is frustrated that he has to use a face mask at Euro 2024 after breaking his nose in the opener against Austria, saying he's yet to have one with a perfect fit. Mbappe said, Mbappe is one of the best players in the world, by the way, said on the eve of Monday's last 16 clash with Belgium in Dusseldorf, that he would prefer not to wear a mask at all, which, however, is not possible. It is terrible to play with a mask. I'm constantly changing it because something bothers me and it's not functioning properly, Mbappe said. It is difficult to play with a mask. You don't see well. You sweat underneath it. On the first day, I felt like I was wearing a pair of 3D glasses. And it's not me who is playing out there. I hate it. It is really irritating. I have changed it 5 times. The forward admitted he was a bit more cautious when heading the ball. I will head it when I have to because my nose is already broken. That's the end of the story. Don't wear the fucking mask. What's he doing?
Go.
What's he wearing the mask for?
He's got a broken nose.
He's playing soccer, mate. What's going to happen to you?
Go talk to Rip Hamilton. Wore a mask for years in the NBA and played better with it on.
Go and have a chat to Rip. Thanks, Mbappe, if you're listening. The last one here I have... Oh, look, I'm going to go with it. I thought it was interesting. BT would be terrified, AFL commentator on chopping block as rumours swirl. The departure of long-time Channel 7 bosses reportedly put Brian Taylor's AFL commentary gig in danger, making him, and I quote, one word, nervous. Like, it just says nervous in quotation marks. Who's getting quoted here? It's just one of the biggest beat-up articles, and I probably shouldn't be giving it light of day, but I will.
Great.
Brian Taylor's position as one of the AFL's and Channel 7's leading AFL commentators could be under serious pressure after one of his biggest supporters has lost his job. Earlier this week, Seven's head of network sport and Melbourne managing director Lewis Martin was one of several senior figures axed in a brutal clean-out. There was other stuff let go. The job cuts at Seven were described by media analyst Tim Burrows as a massacre.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking hell. And symptomatic of widespread struggles in the Australian media and television industry. Not here at BackChat Studios. Come work for us, BT, if you want. The Herald Sun reports the surprise departure of Martin could put Taylor's future as Seven Main's AFL commentator under threat. Taylor was reportedly a favourite of Martin's and has kept in the plum gig despite continued backlash to his commentary over the years. Lewis was the biggest supporter of BT of anyone so far. He's a BT guy. The most nervous bloke in the whole world will be BT right now. And that's quoting someone. That's the end of the article.
Gee whiz.
Like, what are we doing? BackChat back page. And in case you missed it, Dan says, fuck you, Harley Reid, and fuck you, Simo. Brilliant stuff. That's the BackChat back page. Hey, we haven't given away our $250 voucher to the
yes.
Alfred Daniel. And I had you chase this one up.
Yeah, it is there.
It says Saints Will.
Yeah, Saints Will. That was the name of the team, and it said ... but I couldn't click on it and get the full name. But the person who's behind Saints Will ... maybe that's just the name, is Slade M. And they got 8 right, 21-point margin. I will just say this: there was a person who got second, right, with 8 tips as well. The margin was 94. Like, what are you doing? How the game was so close, right, on Friday night.
I hope you've done it correctly and you haven't looked at the end of season margins and you've looked at it around.
There's no way they had 94 as a total season
That's
margin.
a good point. So Slade's won the $250 voucher.
Well done, Slade.
So it was a 5-point margin. Someone's gone with 90 points.
Or like 100 or something.
Well, Brisbane. I thought Brisbane were going to smash Melbourne. So
was
maybe
such a
they've
good
made
game.
a play for it, and it was backfired.
It's backfired severely.
Significantly. They've lost themselves the $250 voucher, and they've moved back 70 points in the margin. So that's thanks to the Alfred. Head down there and get yourself some beers. Slade will get that voucher over to you shortly. Well done. Congratulations. Of course, the Olympics is drawing nearer. I'm pretty sure it starts this month.
Yeah, the end of July.
Yeah.
25th, I think, is the Friday night, which we have an event coming up about. We have an event coming up on the 25th of July. 26th of July, Friday night.
Yeah. And on the back of Oscar Allen being on the show, on the back of Andy Brayshaw, we get the captains of the clubs. The Derby's on the way.
Yep.
Big announcement.
Yes.
Derby show at the Leederville Hotel on the 26th of July.
Yep, that's right. So
Friday night. We've moved it from Thursday to Friday. Do you want to know why we've done that, Dan?
Yes.
So we can get on the piss.
And also, I'm flying back from America on the Thursday, so I would have been.
I couldn't care less.
So I would have been.
I couldn't care less where you are. I moved it to Friday so I can get on the beers. That's right. If you were at our Derby show, our BackChat Shelter Derby show at the Leederville Hotel earlier on the year, we had Matt Pavlich, Josh Kennedy come through. We broke a world record, a hugging world record, and we had plenty of good times. So July 26th is the new Derby 2 event. We've got tickets out right now, Daniel.
Yes, I've just put the link in our YouTube chat. So if you're watching along on YouTube or if you're listening later, but it's also on the website.
We would reward early birds this year. This second time around. So for the Derby show, $10 tickets out right now. You want to get your tickets. They'll be going up in price. I'm not going to try and hide the facts. We're going to put them up to their actual price.
Yeah.
Early bird prices are out right now. backchatstudios.com.au. Jump on there. We are confirming guests as we speak.
They're going to be awesome.
But like I said, did we just have the captain of both sides on the podcast the last 5 days? We might have.
Yeah.
May they be coming to the Derby show at the Leederville Hotel? They might be.
They might be.
They might not be. But we will be there definitely.
And there will be a meal there's going to be good specials for still thinking about that. There's going to be good
Dan will be
prices
fucking speaking English. That is guaranteed.
Swahili.
We'll be down there watching the footy. Carlton,
Yeah.
Port Adelaide will be there. We'll be doing meal specials. We'll have a chicken palmy on there, special little deal for you. Leederville Hotel. We'll have shelters cold. We'll have TABtouch working in the corner.
It's working now.
It's going to be a brilliant night. So if you want to get your early bird tickets, that is live right now. backchatstudios.com.au. $10 will last for about a week, I reckon. So you can get your mates, come down, Thursday last time around, this time Friday night, it was bloody fun last time.
So good.
We ended up across the road at the Irish pub till quite late.
Quite late.
So if you want to come and get involved in that, Josh Kennedy was with us actually.
Was telling stories.
Yeah.
Stayed for ages. What a guy.
Correct. So if you want to come and do that again, we'd love to see you there. We'll be doing that before the Derby, the Friday before the Derby. Get your tickets now. Of course, over on our main feed on Wednesdays, we have our guest interview. We are rolling out the Path to Paris right now. Alana Slater is our guest this week. She's a gymnast. I would say this is close to our best chat of the series. We've got a couple of ones we're saving a little bit closer to the Olympics. Alana Slater, brilliant chat, and we've got a bit of a highlight with your host, Mark Foreman, to show you right now.
Is she allowed to do that? So what can I do to set myself apart? So wait, I'm looking at the judges there. Oh, maybe I could wink at them. I'm just thinking, make myself stand out, Alana. Just go with it. And so I get there in my middle of my floor routine. It's right before my third tumble pass, which was the hardest tumble pass for me to perform. And I just I go for it. I'm eyeballing the judges and I just wink in the middle of my dance. So I'm dancing and I'm like, I think they were just like, what?
Yeah. Did that just happen?
Did that just happen? But I didn't take too long because my music was going and all I thought then, in the milliseconds, I better stand on my feet. It's from that point on that I got known for my artistry. Is she?
Wow.
Sorry, I don't know why. Wow. She's got a pretty interesting story, Alana. Yes. Started at a very young age, as they do in gymnastics. So she battled through quite a bit of adversity to get to where she was. High level of gymnastics, one of Australia's best ever gymnasts, and she'll be on our Wednesday release. We did chat to Dipper, as we spoke about, so that'll be out soon as well. Anything else that we've missed along the way, Daniel?
Maybe, but I think I feel really good about the show, so we could just leave it there, I reckon.
I reckon we should speak to Andy Brayshaw probably more often.
Every week?
And probably Oscar Allen.
Yeah.
We probably should get him on each week.
That would be easier for us, to be honest.
We didn't have to go and hustle around every time. Brilliant stuff.
Sean Darcy said he's coming on, so that'll be next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Look
forward to that. Get your questions in for Sean Darcy. A big thanks to our sponsors, Paywise, TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co, Whippersnapper Whisky, ID Athletic, Mamba Digital, and Camera Electronic, of course, setting us up with all of our gear. Sign up as a VIP. We've got a big giveaway coming up on Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
It is in the works. You might want to already be a VIP before that happens. If you're not, that's okay. But if you'd like to, backchatstudios.com.au, you can find all of the stuff there. If you'd like to leave a fine or some feedback on our show, or if you're an Eagles fan and you want to tell us how you feel this week, I'd like to hear that. That's at backchatpodcast.com.au. You can find the fines page. Yep. You can find your way there from Backchat Studios as well.
Just record a message, send it off. It's so simple.
I'd like to hear them coming thick and fast. Backchat __ on socials. Daniel, I think we're done and dusted.
Let's go win a soccer game later.
Yes, my ribs still sore. Are you going to be goalie?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you want to be.
Bye-bye.